Join us at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino with the #1 gaming experience and entertainment. The Pahrump Nugget has the #1 dining experience at Stockman Steakhouse, Golden Harvest Cafe, and the Gold Miners Buffet. Come get your game on at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
Well, I'm an engineer, and I've worked on the for DOE programs for most of my life. Last 4 or 5 years, I've been supporting Daryl Lacey over the Nuclear Waste Repository Project Office on various issues related to nuclear waste.
Speaking of nuclear waste, they've been talking about shipments. Some people in town are concerned about this.
Well, there are shipments ongoing right now. There's the test site, which is located to the northeast of us. It's about 50 miles away. The Nevada test site has a low-level waste facility, and they bury low-level nuclear waste and mixed waste from the cleanup of DOE facilities there. So that's been going on for quite a long time. So there are a number of shipments coming through town already. When I talked to the town board a couple of weeks ago, I was giving them numbers that are in the new environmental impact statement that suggest it could be as many as 2,500 trucks a year in Nye County hauling nuclear waste, low-level waste. And when we went back and checked the historic numbers, and the historic average is probably closer to about 800 trucks. So maybe 3 or 4 trucks a day are coming through Nye County, probably most of them coming through Pahrump, taking low-level waste to the test site.
What is low-level waste?
First of all, it's nuclear. It's radioactive. And the way the classification system works in the United States is it breaks it up into what is called spent nuclear fuel, the material that's actually in nuclear reactors that makes electricity. And if that material has been reprocessed, it creates something called high-level waste. And generally, everything else is low-level waste. Now, there are special categories of different things around that, but typically low-level waste is stuff that's not either been in a reactor or been from reprocessing a reactor. And the system isn't perfect. The classification system isn't perfect. So there are different classes of low-level waste, A, B, and C, which generally require different levels of protection. But there are also wastes that are greater than Class C. There are wastes that are called special performance assessment required wastes, or special nuclear materials, have to be treated a little bit separately. And that's what we were talking about with the town board. There is a special nuclear material that's coming from the cleanup of the Oak Ridge facility in Tennessee, and they call it uranium-233, U-233. It's actually almost 75% U-235, which is the material, the uranium isotope that they can make nuclear bombs from. So we're talking about special nuclear material, and the issue that we've been raising is that we don't believe that should be classified as low-level waste. The DOE argument will be it meets our waste acceptance criteria, and therefore they can be buried as low-level waste. If this were a commercial program with fissile material, special nuclear material, almost certainly it would be considered either greater than Class C or high-level waste, in which case it would have to be buried in a repository, like what we looked at for Yucca Mountain. So that's really the issue. It's not so much a safety issue. I think we're all convinced the transportation can be done safely.